Welcome to Money Muscle Mindset, the podcast designed to motivate and educate you on your journey to financial and fitness success and to develop the mentality needed to achieve your goals. I'm Zay Molina, and in this episode, we're going to talk about focusing on what truly matters. Okay, we're really going to dive deeper into the concept of minimalism. Okay, we're going to really focus on why we should focus on the essentials versus the non-essentials. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into it. So I want to first start off by defining minimalism, right? What does that actually mean? Well, the definition is a style or technique that is characterized by extreme spareness or simplicity. Okay, let me say that one more time. A style or technique that is characterized by extreme spareness or simplicity. And I think the key word in that is simplicity, right? We want to be, focused on our goals. We want to do everything that's going to help us achieve our success as simple as possible, right? And when I say simple, that doesn't mean boring. That doesn't mean just doing the bare minimum. I'm talking about doing the things that we know that works. So what does that mean? Well, when it comes to our finances, guys, we know that a budget works. It may be hard. It may be something that we don't want to do, but understanding that by sticking to a budget, you know it's going to work, right? You know it's going to work for the long run, right? By saving money, by investing money, putting a certain amount of money in certain different places is going to help you in the long run, right? It's going to help you manage your bills. It's going to help you manage what you have for groceries, for gas, for fun, for activities, right? It's going to help you understand exactly where your budget is, how much money you have to put towards these different things to help you in the long run. Again, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but we know that properly budgeting and keeping up with our expenses is going to help us stay on track. And so what does this mean when it comes to fitness, right? Well, when we go to the gym, right, our goal is to do the best workout for our bodies, right? Doesn't mean we need to go and try all the new trends or just try different workouts and hope we can get as much as possible, right? And just doing everything that we can when we're in the gym. No, we do the things that we're focused on, right? If it's a push day, we know we're focusing on chest, triceps, shoulders, right? Those are the three muscles that we want to work that day. And we only want to do exercises that are working those muscles, right? If we're doing a pull day, back and biceps, we're doing legs, obviously we want to do legs, right? Maybe you have a quad focus day, maybe you have a hamstring focus day, but you understand that you're doing the exercises that work those certain muscles, right? Because then you're able to get in and get out, do the workout that's going to push those muscles, work those muscles, right? And you're allowing yourself enough recovery time in the days to come to where you're not overdoing it, right? But you understand that you're only working those muscles. You're not going in, doing a full body workout, staying there for hours at a gym, trying to get every single muscle worked, right? Because we understand that that's not going to grow your muscles the best way, right? We want to focus on splitting it up so we can hit each muscle, do it in a proper amount of time, do it with the right technique to help build that muscle over time, right? So we understand that, again, we're doing a push day, for example, chest, triceps, shoulders. Those are the three muscles that we want to focus on, and we want to do the exercises that only work those muscles. So again, when it comes to minimalism, guys, we want to do the things that are simple, right? It's like that acronym KISS, right? KISS. Keep it super simple, right? Understanding that we want to do the things that we know that works, that's going to help us in the long run. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this and how minimalism and how focusing on what truly matters when it comes to our finances can really help, right? So it goes beyond just budgeting, right? We understand that saving is important. We understand that putting money towards investment is important, right? But what are we doing in addition to that, right? What do I mean by that? Well, when you have extra money, are you putting it towards extra savings? Are you putting it towards investments? Are you putting it towards, maybe paying down debt? Or are you using that extra money to go and have a good time, right? And I'm not saying don't have fun, right? I'm not saying don't enjoy life, right? But you got to understand that when it comes down to life, we got to focus on the priorities, right? And this is something that's really going to help us when it comes to minimalism and being specific, right? We want to make sure that we are focusing on our priorities. And we got to understand that we have to prioritize certain things. Like maybe if you're trying to save up because your water heater went out, or maybe something happened with your car and it needs some repairs, right? Little things like that. You understand that that's a priority. Same thing comes to our finances. Maybe we're trying to build our own business. Well, we got to understand that we're putting money away to work on that business, right? We're putting money away to buy our LLC. We're putting money away to buy our website domain, right? We need to put that money aside to where we're able to work on this stuff. And again, that comes back to budgeting, but we're also investing in our future. And it goes beyond that. When we start to prioritize specific things, right, it's going to help us actually reach those a little bit faster, right? So for example, let's say you want to buy a house, but you also want to buy a car. You also want to move out of state. You also want to go on vacation, and you also want to pay down some debt, right? And all of these things are adding up, right? And you're saying, okay, I need to put money towards this, towards this, towards this, towards this, towards this, right? And you start to, cut yourself short, where instead of putting, let's say 20% of what you make towards buying that house or buying that car or going on vacation, right? You're now putting maybe 3% towards each of these things that you have lined up, right? And so by making everything a priority, what's happening? You're cutting yourself short, and you're just putting a little bit towards each of the things. It's going to take longer to reach these goals, right? So out of the stuff that you have lined up, of all the things that you want, you really got to understand that, hey, if I prioritize buying a house, That should be my number one focus, right? That is the thing that I'm putting my money towards. The car can wait, the vacation can wait, all that kind of stuff, right? I'm focused on buying a house in another state, right? That is what I want to focus on, right? And so you start to put money towards that. That's where your budget goes, and that's what's going to help you prioritize. Again, you're living a minimalistic thing. You don't need to have everything right now. You're focused on the most important thing to you and to your family, right? Which again is buying that house. So that's what I'm going to focus on when it comes to finances. And there was actually a study published in the Journal of Consumer Research that actually proved that people that prioritize fewer financial goals were actually able to receive those a lot faster and achieve better outcomes overall, right? And again, it just makes sense, right? If you're focused on one thing and one thing only, it's more likely that you're going to put a lot more effort, a lot more attention to it, and be able to achieve it a lot quicker than when you're trying to juggle 5, 6, 7 things, right? We want to prioritize again on what truly matters to us. And then once we get that, right? Once we get that house and we move out of state and we're able to achieve that, now we can move on to the next thing that's most important to us. Maybe it's that car, maybe it's that vacation, whatever it may be, right? But we understand that if we're focused on this one thing first, that's what we're going to go after. That's what we can achieve. And it's going to help us, again, prioritize, stay more focused on it. And then from there, we can move on to the other things. This also going to be applied to our investments, right? Maybe you're getting involved in crypto, right? And yes, we understand that diversification is very important, right? You want to get involved in multiple projects in case one goes down. The other ones may go up to help you kind of balance out your portfolio, right? We understand that that's important. However, it doesn't mean you need to get involved in every meme coin that's out there, right? Doesn't mean you need to put money towards every single type of crypto coin that everyone's talking about, saying it might go up, every single coin that, these celebrities are tweeting about, anything like that, right? You want to focus and do some research and maybe choose the top 5 that you're interested in. Maybe choose top 3, right? Understand that, yes, it's good to diversify, but you also want to focus on the top priority ones, right? For me, Bitcoin's definitely one that I truly believe in. And this is not financial or investment advice, guys. This is just me giving an example that Bitcoin is more important to me than any other meme coin, right? So I'm going to focus on my Bitcoin, and then I'm going to move on to what other projects that I'm focusing on. Maybe I'm looking at RWA projects, right? Real world assets. Maybe I start looking into altcoins or newly launched projects with new platforms that are going to be able to help out the crypto community, right? Whatever it may be, right? But I understand that I'm going to take my time, do some research, prioritize different coins over others. And I'm not going to spread myself too thin where, I'm involved in 30 different projects and just putting a little bit of money in each, right? I'm going to focus on the most important ones to me that I believe are going to, appreciate. And I'm going to put a good amount of money towards each of those, right? That's just something that I'm looking at. And again, this is not financial advice, guys, just an example to help you guys understand that going all out for everything is not always the best case, right? We want to prioritize and we want to keep a very simplistic view on things and understand that we're in this for the long term and that we're trying to focus on the things that are most important. Okay. So again, that's how we can apply that minimalistic approach to our finances. Now, let's talk about fitness. Again, when it comes down to going to the gym, guys, what are you actually doing? What are you focused on? And this is what I tell people, right? When you go to the gym, you want to have a plan, right? You don't want to just walk in there and say, oh, you know what should I do today? Should I go do some dumbbell bench press? Should I go run on the treadmill, right? I have no idea. Let's just start going, right? That's not the best approach, right? If you're actually trying to see results, you're trying to gain muscle, you're trying to lose weight, guys, you want to have a plan. And whether this is a plan that you come up on your own, you start working with a trainer, whatever it may be, guys, you want to find something that's going to help you achieve your goals, right? So if you're trying to gain muscle, again, the best way to build muscle is by going in, focusing on a small amount of muscle groups at a time, and then giving yourself a few days rest before going back to hitting those muscle groups again. So for example, a good split that a lot of people follow is push-pull legs, right? Again, push is chest, triceps, shoulders, pulls back and biceps, and then of course you have legs, right? By hitting these different muscle groups on different days, you're allowing yourself to, one, focus in the gym on those specific muscles, do quite a few workouts to help build that muscle. And then the next couple of days, you're actually giving yourself rest for those muscles to recover and start building, right? Because when you're actually in the gym, you're not building muscle, you're tearing that muscle apart, right? When you're actually doing, the lift, maybe you're bench pressing, right? And you're working that chest, you're tearing those muscles, you're causing micro tears in those muscle fibers, right? And so that's actually breaking down the muscle. But when you actually rest and recover and have proper nutrition, drink a protein shake, that's actually what goes in and starts building the muscle to make it expand and start growing a little bit stronger, right? And so the idea is you want to work the muscle, really push it to fatigue, right? And then the next few days, allow it to rest and recover. So this is why we break up our days into different muscle groups and what we're training. So if your goal is to go in and build muscle, let's say you want to build your chest, for example, right? I recommend maybe 2 days a week going in working on chest, right? And again, this is just an example, again, not fitness advice or anything like that. This is just me telling you guys that, hey, if you're trying to build that chest, go in for maybe 2 days a week, build that chest, and not necessarily back to back, maybe Monday, Thursday, maybe Wednesday, Saturday, whatever it may be, right? But you're allowing yourself to work on that muscle group in the gym really push it to fatigue, really tear up those muscle fibers, and then you allow a couple days of rest before you do it again. So what does this mean? Well, you're prioritizing the muscle growth. You're prioritizing that, hey, this is what I want to work on. I'm not going in and doing a full body workout every single day, pushing myself to fatigue and possibly causing injury or, just overall excessive overtraining, all this kind of stuff, right? I'm focused on the things that matter to me. My goal is I want to build chest, right? So I'm going to go in, do these compound exercises, do some bench press, do some chest fly, whatever it may be, and I'm working that muscle that day. Again, it comes down to prioritizing what we really want. Now, in addition to that, a lot of people, they start to follow all these fitness trends, right? Where a lot of people say, hey, don't do this workout instead. This is going to help you get the most muscle activation. This is going to help you do this and that, right? And it may be something that you've never seen before, okay? Now, I'm not saying that those don't work, right? There may be some out there that absolutely they're 100% correct. However, doesn't mean every single one needs to be changed, right? And this kind of goes back to that saying, don't reinvent the wheel, right? You don't want to go out there and just try to follow every fitness trend out there and think that each time you see a new one, that's the way to do it. And that's what you got to follow, right? And you're going to try to incorporate all these different types of exercises all in the same day and, really work yourself to really build your muscle. Again, that could be a sign of overtraining, right? If you're at the gym 4 hours a day trying to do all these different trends, guys, you may be overdoing it. Remember, we want to keep it simple, okay? So you want to find the things that have been proven to work, right? For example, the other day on Instagram, I saw this video and it was actually kind of like a parody video of someone making fun of all these people that say, hey, don't do this exercise, do it this way. You'll get the best exercise and all this blah, 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 right? And one of them was about tricep pull downs where you grab a rope, right? Put it on a cable machine, right? You go up nice and high and you pull down full extension at the bottom, coming up to about 90 degrees on the way back up and you're working your triceps, the back of the arms, right? And he was like, no, don't do it this way, do it this way. And he starts dancing and just kind of making funny of people, right? But in the description, he pretty much said the same thing, right? He said, hey, this is something that a lot of people, they try to follow the new trend when you don't really need to. There's nothing wrong with a traditional tricep pull down. It's going to engage that lateral and long head of your tricep and help you build that muscle over time, right? So again, the idea, guys, is don't reinvent the wheel. Not every single thing needs to be changed, right? If you have something that's working, for example, an exercise like that, and it's been working, it's been proven that you're getting sore, you're seeing muscle growth, keep doing it. Now, there's nothing wrong with changing up your exercise and doing different exercises each time you go in. I actually recommend that, right? I think it's good to go in and change it up each time you do it, but you still want to return to some of the same exercises, right? You want to make sure you're seeing progress and doing a proper progressive overload, right? That's the idea, to see growth over time, right? So you still want to do the exercises that work, right? Again, create a good plan, create a good rotation of your workouts, and then you can kind of go back and see the different progress. But again, what are you doing? You're prioritizing certain things, right? You're not trying every single trend in the world. You're keeping it simple. You're keeping a minimalistic approach. It's basically choosing quality over quantity, right? Instead of going to the gym and using every single machine that works your tricep every single day, you want to go in a few times a week and choose the 3 to 4 workouts that work your tricep that you feel is giving you the best muscle growth over time. And again, there's different exercises for different people, right? You may have limitations where you can't do an overhead extension, right? Or maybe you can't do seated dips or something like that, right? So you got to find the best exercise that you feel you're getting the best workout with. And you want to keep it very simple to maybe 3 or 4 workouts, right? And again, everyone's different. Maybe you add a little bit more, maybe you do a little bit less, right? Whatever works best for you, right? But the idea is you don't need to do everything that everyone else is doing. Find the things that work best for you, keep it simple, and keep it with a minimalistic approach. And there was actually a good study found in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning that basically found out that if you try to go in one day and let's say you do 20 sets of one exercise, let's say, for example, you're working legs, right? You go in and you do 20 sets of legs just one day a week. Yes, the next few days, you're probably going to be sore. You're going to have a lot of burning, right? But it's actually better to not only go in one day and do 20 sets, but maybe break it up into 2 different days. Again, maybe Monday, Thursday, where you do 10 sets on Monday, 10 sets on Thursday. That's going to promote the most muscle growth. One, you're not there all day, trying to do every single exercise there is. 2, you're giving yourself rest and recovery to be able to build that muscle, but you're also going back in a shorter amount of time to keep working those legs and keep building those muscles, right? And again, what are you doing? You're keeping it in a simplistic approach. Instead of going to the gym all day, one day, and trying to do every single exercise in one day, you're just going to say, hey, I'm going to go in, do a few exercises, get about 10 to 12 sets or so, and then I'm going to leave, right? And you're keeping it simple, right? You're not doing anything crazy. You're keeping a very minimalistic approach, and you're prioritizing what needs to be done that day, and again, repeating it a couple days after. And again, this study proved that that's actually more effective than trying to go in and do it all in one day. right? So the idea, guys, is again, just keeping it simple when it comes to our finances or our fitness. And so now that we've talked about it a little bit deeper, how can you implement minimalism in your life? Well, here's a few tips that may help you. Okay, first, you want to identify what truly matters to you in your fitness and your financials. Okay, what are you saving for? What are you budgeting for, right? What muscle groups are you trying to grow? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to gain muscle? Identify that first. What are your overall goals and what is the most important to you? Step number 2, guys, is simply cut out all the non-essential stuff, right? When it comes to your budget and your finances, right? Cut out all the subscriptions that you don't use anymore, right? Go through everything that you're paying for monthly, right? And cut out all the unnecessary stuff that's just holding you back, right? Maybe you're going out every single weekend and, going out to clubs and bars and all this kind of stuff, right? When you really don't need to be doing that and you're trying to save up for certain things, right? Cut out the things that you can. Maybe you're paying for a Hulu subscription or Netflix subscription and you don't really watch it anymore, right? So what's the point of you paying for it, right? Find out those things that are going to help you cut all that out and help you guys, again, focus on the essentials, not the non-essentials. When it comes to fitness, again, reevaluate your fitness routine. Reevaluate what you're doing at the gym, right? Are you trying to gain muscle, but you're spending an hour on the treadmill, right? Is that really going to help you with your fitness goals and your muscle gains? Probably not, right? You want to focus a little bit more on strength training. If you're trying to lose weight, remember, still incorporate some strength training, right? We understand that by building muscle, you actually raise your metabolism, helps you burn more calories, right? So you don't want to just stay on the treadmill all day. You still want to incorporate some strength training, whether you're trying to build muscle or lose weight. Okay, so again, guys, focus on the things that are going to help you achieve your goals in the long run. Again, focus on the essentials, not the non-essentials. And step number 3, guys, I say it all the time, stay consistent, right? Even when you don't want to, right? Stay consistent, stick with your plan, stay to the things that you know are going to help you in the long run. Again, you don't need to try every trend out there. Find the things that work for you and keep doing them over and over again. And that's going to lead to your success. Remember, guys, just keep focusing on what truly matters. Don't focus about all the non-essential stuff or anything like that, right? Prioritize what you need and really apply that minimalistic approach to help you guys achieve your goals. So with that being said, that's what I got for you guys on today's episode. Hopefully you found this episode very beneficial in your life and hopefully you can apply that minimalistic approach to help you guys achieve your goals. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to leave you guys as I always do. Remember, success isn't just about the money you make or the muscles you build. It's also about the mindset you develop along the way. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Money Muscle Mindset.